Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. My name's Luke and I do perfume reviews. In this video I'll give you a rundown of some iconic 90s scents that are all unique, strong and surprisingly modern. I don't find 90s fragrances to be overly old-fashioned or vintage smelling like Shalimar or the green sheepers from the 60s or the spicy orientals from the 80s such as Opium, Cinnabar. And I'm sure some of these 90s scents will take you down memory lane. The 90s were the best decade for fragrances, in my opinion. There are a couple of categories of 90s scents that particularly stand out to me, and these are white and yellow florals, spicy powdery peaches, gourmands, aquatic scents, and futuristic scents. I just want to mention that these fragrances are by no means the best 90s scents. They're just the ones that I own and enjoy. So these are in no particular order, I just roughly categorize them by scent profile. The first category are your classic white and yellow florals, and this is Organza by Givenchy, released in 1996. This is a sexy, sophisticated grown-up tuberose scent mixed with nuts, spices and vanilla. It's strong, it's assertive, it's opulent, and it's quite voluptuous. This is a scent fit for a Grecian goddess, and hence this beautiful bottle. This is a classic 90s scent, and it evokes 90s sensuality, classic sensuality and sexiness. It's nostalgic and it takes you on a trip down memory lane. It works best in warm sunny weather and you'll keep getting wafts all day long. This is not the easiest scent to like. You have to be in the mood for some strong tuberose. The performance is amazing, it's loud, it's heavy, so apply with caution. Another one that isn't to be oversprayed is the iconic Classique Eau de Toilette from Jean-Paul Gaultier, released in 1993. This is a staple and a signature scent for so many people, and it remains very popular to this day. I don't like it as much as I like Organza, but I still own it. Classique is a spicy orange blossom vanilla scent. It's sweet, but it's also soapy, spicy and powdery. There's a hefty dose of orange blossom, spices and vanilla. It's complex, it's bold, it's luscious, and it's very elegant. Allegedly, Gaultier wanted Classique to smell of cosmetics and the dressing rooms in the theatre. It's quite similar to Poeme, but different because it's spicier, soapier and sweeter. This perfume is a true 90s powerhouse. It can fill a room and last through showers. At least on my skin, it lasts at least 12 to 16 hours. Next up we have another iconic 90s floral that smells like a bouquet of flowers. Poeme by Lancome, released in 1995. It's beautiful, but like with Organza, you have to be in the mood for it. For me, it was a love at first sniff sort of scent. It's a happy scent. Just imagine running through a field of yellow flowers, surrounded by a million butterflies. There are daffodils, there are tuberoses, poppies, also some mimosa. Poeme is golden sunshine. Poeme is yellow flowers in full bloom. It also smells a bit of ripe summer fruits. It's sensual, it's warm, and it's joyful. I realise that was quite a dreamy description, but this is just how it makes me feel. And needless to say, the performance is outstanding, and this perfume is a true compliment getter. Okay, so we're moving on to the fragrances that have a prominent peach note. This is Dior Dolce Vita, released in 1994. When I first tried this, I didn't like it. I thought it smelled of wood shavings. Then I retried it a couple of years later and I fell in love. This is a vintage bottle. The new formula has been reformulated and watered down, but this one is still strong. I know it looks empty, but there's actually a couple of mils left in here. Dolce Vita is woody, powdery and peachy. It's quite sweet, but it's not too sweet. The main notes to my nose are peach, cinnamon, vanilla, rosewood, apricot, cedar, sandalwood and heliotrope. The notes are not enough to understand what feelings a fragrance evokes. Dolce Vita is a soft, warm, creamy, glamorous and enveloping scent. It also has a classic retro vibe to it, and it's not for everyone. I noticed that many vintage fragrances have a sort of cigarette smoke accord, but it's in the background. It smells beautiful, don't get me wrong. Next up we have another 90s peach, and this is Yvresse from YSL, which is unfortunately discontinued in some countries, or at least very hard to find. This bottle design is from the 90s and the scent is absolutely gorgeous. This is fruity, powdery, floral, chypre, but not a true vintage chypre like Mitsuko from Guerlain. This is clearly Sophia Groisman's work. She's the queen of fruity, powdery floral, and Yvresse is one of her best creations. Yvresse has a sweet juiciness from the apricot, peach, the lychee, elegant florals like rose and violet that make it powdery, and it's also a tad oriental, spicy and mossy. At the same time, it's effervescent and bubbly like a glass of champagne. The performance is phenomenal, but keep in mind that this is the vintage formula. Next up, we have an affordable scent, also peach or perhaps apricot dominant, and this is Cašmir from Chopard. As you can see, this is empty. I've used it up. I'll have to get a new one soon. This is a vintage 90s style vanilla scent with peach, apricot, cinnamon and a balsamic dry down. It's an oriental scent, and the bottle is supposed to resemble a sort of Indian dome. Cašmir is rich, warm, creamy, comforting, ambery, fruity, but also a touch aftershavey, especially in the dry down, so keep that in mind. Some people say it smells like an apricot pie. Well, I don't think it actually does. To me, it smells like Vanilla Fields from Coty, if you remember that fragrance, and Ylang and Gold from Micallef. It lasts around 5 hours on me. I'll probably repurchase this again if I can still find it. Next up we have Hypnotic Poison from Dior, one of the most popular fragrances of all time probably. It was created in 1998 by Annick Manado, who also created the next scent that I'm going to talk about. This is my third or maybe fourth bottle, and it's running very low, but I'll probably won't get it again because it has been reformulated and the sillage and the longevity have been compromised. Hypnotic Poison is an almond vanilla scent. It's very sweet, but it also has a vintage vibe. It's nutty, musky, salted caramel, vanilla. It's sweet, it's sexy and addictive. I wear it everywhere and anywhere and anytime. It even works in the summer. It does. Some people wear it only in the winter. I also wear it in the summer. I get nothing but compliments with this one. Next up we have another scent created by Annick Manado, and this is Lolita Lempicka EDP. This is not the original 1997 release, but the 2020 re-release. It smells very close to the original, but it's heavier on the cherry note. In 2021 they released another flanker that is supposed to smell like the original, and I'd love to get my hands on it. So Lolita Lempicka, I'm not talking about this version, but the original, is a masterpiece of a fragrance. It's sweet, it's powdery, it's spicy, vanillic, and also a touch green. The notes are cherry, star anise, ivy leaf, licorice, violet, orris root, praline, vanilla, tonka bean, and musk. This is a unique, bold scent that has stood the test of time. It's a scent that has no age. It's neither mature nor juvenile. On me, it lasts around 4 to 5 hours before it dissipates. Next up, we have a very odd scent that I've had a love-hate relationship with for years. So Dior Dune was released in 1991, and it's a scent that's just impossible to categorize. It's oriental, floral, aquatic, marine, fresh. It's beautiful, but so perplexing, unique and special that I hardly ever wear it. It has this je ne sais quoi, a little something special about it that keeps fascinating me. Even the bottle is super unusual. It's shaped like a pebble. Dune is a creamy ambery woody scent that is light, fresh and solar at the same time. It's supposed to evoke desert dunes, sandy beaches, sea breezes and so on. Reviews describe it as melancholic and otherworldly, and I can see why. This is a beautiful classic scent, perfectly unisex by today's standards. The performance is solid, but not the best. It used to be beast mode, so if you can find a vintage bottle, snatch it. Next up, we have another classic from Lancome. It's called Trésor, or Trésor if you want the French pronunciation. It was released in 1990. I've gone through one bottle of this, and now I only have this body lotion, which basically smells the same as the perfume. Trésor is a floral oriental and it's also a very romantic scent. The rose and the peach are the main notes in here, as well as violet, iris and vanilla. There's also a prominent sandalwood note in the dry down. This is an elegant, mature scent, but it's also delicate and romantic, so please go and watch the ad with Isabella Rossellini if you haven't already, because it really epitomizes what this fragrance evokes, in my opinion. So last but not least, we've got Opium pour Homme, so Opium for Men, released in 1995. So Opium for Men is a spicy vanilla scent that is masculine, but in a soft way. It's not your typical cologne. This can be worn by anyone. It has anise, black pepper, bourbon vanilla and Tola balsam, which is a sort of resin that gives it richness and depth. This is a very soft scent. It's not beast mode anymore, and once the spicy opening notes dissipate, it's very soft, powdery and comforting. I believe this has been discontinued, so this might be my last bottle. I discovered this scent in 2017 and I've been using it ever since. It's not my favourite scent, but it's definitely a good one and I recommend it. So thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, let me know if you have any of these. What are your favourite 90s scents? Am I missing out on anything? So I really hope to see you in one of my next videos. I plan to post more often in the future. Ciao for now.